Alright, so before I get into it, I just want to say that this is full-on second screen content, so if y'all want to play some ZZZ yourself, or play whatever gacha you want to play, and put me up on the second monitor while I start yapping here, feel free to do so. The vocals I'm going to be saying are not syncing up with the visuals here, and it's kind of just some B-roll I got while playing this game. But what is this thumbnail I've made here? And what is the title about, where I said they finally got me after all these years, or however I refined that? Well, I've been playing a lot of ZZZ lately. Miyabi really did bring me back. And after doing that whole thing about Astra and figuring out, like, hey, what do I do with my account? I thankfully ignored all the advice in the comments saying, yeah, you don't need Astra. Yeah, it turns out that was a fucking lie. I don't know if it's too late into the video to say that or too early. But, hey, this is what I did. Let me just get into it real quick. So, and you're gonna need some context for this one. Basically, I put out a video I don't even think it was a few months ago. It's more like, I think it was a few months ago at this point. I was very sick, couldn't make content, but we're back now. And what I wanted to do was be like, hey guys, how much do I need Astra? I don't play Hoyoverse games. How big a deal is the first, like, meta support? And they're like, well, you missed a 50-50, you don't need everyone, you're free to play, and you just gotta live with not getting some people, basically. It's like, nah, you can just use these, lower ranked supports, and I was like, okay, sure. And then after I talked about it with my friends who are basically like whales and addicted, they're like, nah, you need her, bro. And I'm like, so that's how it is. And I'm kind of glad I listened to them, because I just grinded so much of the content I didn't do in the time I was gone, from basically 1.3 and everything I missed. And now I spent all my pulls, and I got Astra, like, right before Pity. It was literally the 75th pull I did, so I don't know if that's when Pity starts, or that's right before Pity starts. But I did eventually burn my guarantee on Astra with all the pulls I got again. So I literally built up 75 pulls from stuff in-game, doing my dailies, catching up on events. I still haven't done all the events. It's like a bunch of commissions I did, and that was how I got my pulls for Astra. So that was pretty good. That felt nice. And then afterwards, we kept doing the dailies because the game felt really good. When you have Miyabi with her Wenjin and Yanagi paired with Astra, that's literally the best team in the game right now. I don't know if that's changed with Super Anby. Probably not, though, in all honesty. Like, Super Anby felt good when I played her in the little mini game thing you do where you have like the turret bang boo basically shooting things around. And so that was fun. But now it's like, wait, I'm here still. Why am I still playing this game? And so we pivoted to Astra. We had Evelyn and Chingy's banner, and I really wanted Chingy for my Zhu Yuan team. So I wasn't going to spend money yet, but I said, let me build up pulls again. Did the event. I really like Chingy in the event. Honestly, I like her character. She's kind of like me in that, like, alright, we're here to fuck around and find out. But usually she doesn't find out because she can handle herself. So I'm just here to be a menace because why not? And so she has that energy, and I love her for that. But after building up some pulls, it came towards the end of the banner, and I was like, alright, I will throw 40 pulls at Chingy. If I get her, awesome, amazing. I'll replace Anby on the Zhu Yuan team and start building her, and that way I have, like, honestly her best team as well. I could flex Nicole and Astra. I'd probably just stick with Nicole, though, since she's still actually usable in the team. Ultimately didn't get her, and I was pretty sad, but I was like, yeah, whatever. We have pulls saved up for Anby. But then I realized, who is the second character on the banner with Super Anby? Or Soldier Zero Anby. I'm just going to keep calling her Super Anby because it's easier. Silver Anby? Maybe that's easier. But the character on that was Bernice. And so I was like, yeah, Jane, Bernice, Lucy is still a very real team. I don't have Evelyn. I do have Soldier 11. So that's kind of like my fire support, but I have like nothing built for Soldier 11 to like function as a team. So since I have Jane, and since I obviously have Lucy just from playing the game, you get pretty much every A rank eventually. Let me know in the comments, how did your guys' polls go for Pulchra? I literally have her maxed out. She is C6'd. And my friend was pissed at me when he saw me do the polls for her. He's like, how the hell do you have it? And I don't. And he like wailed to like get Soldier Zero Anby. He didn't really wail, but like he buys the monthly pass, and so he's had that built up to get stuff. But I decided I was going to prioritize Bernice over Anby just because I needed Bernice more for the account. When it comes to electric stuff, I don't really need it as bad. We have a free Harumasa we could all build if I really needed it, and I'm like, again, I have that. I have Rina, I have Grace, I have Yanagi, my Rena is literally also maxed out, has her Wenjin as well, and when I hit the 300 on the standard banner, I'm probably going to get her. So I have M1 Rena, or C1 Rena. I forget what we call it. Is it Mindscape? It's like Mindscapes, right? So it's M1. I get so confused with all the like potential names and stuff, especially with Arknights in the mix in my brain too. Point is, I'm going to get Rena on my 300. That way she's like at her almost peak levels essentially without needing too much investment. And I don't really need anyone else. I have M1 Lycon already. I don't need Kaleda, Lighter exists. I don't need Nekomata, Billy exists. I have Grace. I have... Who else is there? I'm already forgetting who else is in there. I said Lycon. Kaleda, we don't need. Either way, I'm forgetting them. But besides, I'm only missing Kaleda and Nekomata, and then everyone else I have, so I don't really need to waste it on anything else in Rena, obviously. So yeah, I think I literally forgot Rena there. It's been a long day. Point is, I do my pulls on Bernice, and I get her. I go for Bernice, and I do have her on the account, so now I'm working towards building Jane, Bernice, and I'm building up Lucy because I didn't have her built before, but that seems like a genuinely solid team. So, did I spend money on that? No. No, I did not. That was not where they got me. Where they freaking got me, that they finally got me to spend money on a Hoyoverse game. After all this build-up, I can talk about where they finally got me after all these years. I played Genshin back in 2020. It was like October I started. My friends were addicted. I was free to play then. Eula was like the greatest character design I'd seen. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm in. Whole hog Yuga. Eula. And so, after going all in on Eula, literally triple crowned her, maxed her and everything, they dropped the next like boss you need to upgrade characters, and it was Ajdaha, I think his name was, the little rock lizard thing that's like Zhongli's pet or something. They dropped that guy, and it's like, oh, you need elemental damage to beat him. Hey, guess what Eula does? Eula, despite being a cryo character, I hate how they do the names like that, despite being an ice character, she does like physical damage, so it's like, oh, the character I've dumped all my resources into doesn't work here. Fun. So that made me quit. I was like, that, and plus Inazuma being mid as hell story-wise, I was like, I'm out. I literally played HSR for 2 hours, was so bored, knew the gacha slop formula at this point. I was like, nope, you didn't do it, you didn't hook me, you failed. No amount of March 7th being cute enough, or Bronya, Rand, or all that. Nope, not enough. Don't care, moving on. Skip. Don't care about Kafka, I'll just buy a figure of her one day and move on. And then I tried ZZZ on launch. Maybe it's because I don't know, maybe because I stuck with it more. I think it's because they dropped it on July 4th weekend, so I was like, oh, I have some free time to play it. But I did drop it in patch 1.3. But Miyabi brought me back, invested into that, and then they drop Astra. They have her outfit, being all cute and whatnot. But then they drop skins in the game. And they knew what they were doing, because they knew to make the Astra and her LBD a way better skin than the default outfit. And I was like, shit. How much is this? And this is where I realized that Hoyo skins are a scam compared to Arknights. Because at the very least in Arknights, as a free-to-play player, you can get skins. You don't gotta pay nothing for them. Or it's not like in Fire Emblem Heroes. Who remembers that era of this channel? Yeah, leave a comment if you were there for the 2017 days of Omni spending his fucking brains out just trying to get, like, maskless Lucina copies or whatever. It was a time. It was very much a time. That was a waifu. That was one of the first. Point is, they dropped the Astra skin, and I'm like, shit, the only way to get this is with money. But then I'm not free to play if I spend the money on this. And so I'm kind of in this turmoil, this dilemma, and I'm like, okay, do I spend the money on this? And I've asked this to my friends who play the game, and they're like, I'm like, okay, am I still a free-to-play account if I buy the things to spend it on the Astra skin and then never touch it for the gacha? And they're like, no, you idiot, you spent money. And I'm like, but it doesn't go to the gacha. It doesn't count still technically free to play. The counts just got a little more value. I obviously didn't buy the Ellen skin because I don't have Ellen, and I don't care about Ellen because I have Miyabi. I mean, I like Ellen as a character. I did her side story to get the extra stuff from it during the time. Very cute, very adorable. But yeah, that was how it took Hoyoverse. Is it over? It was over 5. No. When did Genshin come out? It was actually, it might have been October 2020. No, it was September, right? Maybe I didn't join Genshin as late as I thought it. When was Inazuma? Maybe the timeline's fucked in my head. Because Inazuma was like a year after, right? So maybe it was like 2021. I don't remember. I don't remember the timeline fully. It was around the Eula banners. Eula's first banner. Whatever banner was before that was when I joined, and then Eula was the first gotchable character I could go for. And I got her. I think I joined the Kaching banner. And I got Kaching in like 2 pulls. And I was like, ah, cool. Like, all things considered, my Genshin account was kind of cracked for being free to play. Because I literally had C2 D-Luke. And my friend who literally dropped 2K on the game. Yes, he dropped 2 grand on Genshin. This is why I think I'm not as bad compared to other gacha addicts. I only do a little bit here and there. I learned from Fire Emblem Heroes. I burned myself out. And he never got D-Luke. Meanwhile, my free-to-play ass got 3 of him. And I think that pushed him enough over the edge to quit. And I think he's never gone back on gacha since. So it's like, I did some good in the world, but getting insanely unlucky, lucky, however you want to call it. But, yeah. That is where I'm at now with ZZZ. Honestly, the story is eh. Astra's story was cute. I just kind of rushed it right before the reset for the Soldier Zero MB banner. And now I'm just like, alright, am I going to keep playing this game? It's like, yeah, I'm still doing my dailies. I haven't done the story yet for the Ambi stuff. I saw a little bit of like Vivian and her deal as my friends were playing it. And they stream it in a Discord server, so it's like, I can just pop it and watch it. But they seemed it was like, they said it was long, so that's why I'm like, huh. They also said you should do Anbi's like backstory thing before you do this. It's kind of like required reading, and I'm like, oh, I haven't done that. I've done like none of them. I've literally only done the Soldier 11 because it's required, and I did the Alan. That was like the only ones I've done, so I still have to catch up on those. But once I do all that, that'll be most of the content I've done. So yeah, that was how ZZZ finally got me. Just that long, slow burn of just like Miyabi good. Starting to enjoy the characters, because the designs are honestly great in this game. This game probably has my favorite designs out of all of them. I like the art style way more to Genshin. I know HSR is just trying to literally become Fate Stay Night now. I mean, what's his name? Mighty? It's kind of a dumb name if you ask me, especially just because it's just Gilgamesh. But like, and his name is Mighty, like Mighty. But I have the accent where I say my T's as D's if they're in the middle of the war. Anyways, they're just really trying to be... HSR is really just trying to be FGO, which is kind of fitting because it's the 3-letter gacha trying to take the other 3-letter gacha over. But yeah, no, I guess ZZZ is also a 3-letter gacha. But that's its own thing. And they know it's its own thing because they've kind of designed it as like, yeah, side gacha. And I'm like, cool. Don't make me commit hard to this. Is committing hard to this to try and get the teams ready, so... I don't know. Like I said, this was a whole Yap session type deal. I might need to get some extra footage for it. I don't think I'm going to sync anything up. Literally, if you were paying attention, I'd probably have Astra in her skin earlier in the footage before I finally do the reveal. It's like, hey, I spent money on the Astra skin, but that's it. I haven't done it on the gacha. I'm trying to work towards getting Soldier Zero Ambi. I only need like 20 more pulls, I think, before I hit... No, I only need like 15 pulls before Pity, I think. And then if I get her, cool. If I don't... I have a guarantee that I'm probably going to save for Vivian, in all honesty. I obviously don't care about Hugo. I have Miyabi. I don't care if he's better. I don't need him. Miyabi's fine for Ice. And then next banner after Ambi is Trigger. I don't care about Trigger. She maybe works with Zhu Yuan. Zhu Yuan's going to get rerun, so I might maybe I go for Zhu Yuan there to get her C1, M1 because she really wants it. I know that's a big deal for her. But we'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. Anyways, let me know if you guys like this kind of Yap Sesh stuff. If you do, I'll try to do more of it. It's pretty easy for me to just churn out, and I really do want to just talk more about other stuff without going too ham on creative content, or rather just like editing. This just makes it easier for me, so... Yeah, with all that said, I'm gonna get up out of here, and I'm gonna probably play ZZZ while I'm editing this, because I have to catch up on my dailies, even though I'm exhausted. Alright, putting down my controller, because I hold this now when I record, because I think I was making a bunch of background noise with my hands. That's what that clank was. Now I'm gonna get out of here. Let me repeat that. I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace.